Here's an interview from one of our past shows on Rock and Metal Revival. If you're interested in hearing full shows, go to our Facebook page and check out our list of affiliates for times and places where you can hear Rock and Metal Revival.
That was Light 'Em Up from the title track from the upcoming Dead Daisies album. They'll be playing at the Arcada in St. Charles on June 12th. And on the phone we have Doug Aldrich, lead guitarist, Dead Daisies. How you doing, Doug?
I'm good. Thanks for playing that, Jerry. It sounds good, man.
Yeah, I love that tune, man. Now, Light 'Em Up, it has just a classic Dead Daisies sound. What was it like working with Corabi back, having him up front again?
It's great. It's like he feels like he's coming back home to his bros. He had a little time off, but
yeah.
No, it's great, man. He's such an amazing singer, and he sounds unbelievable. Wait till you hear the rest of the album. It's just, he sounds killer. And that track came about. That was actually about halfway through the writing session. We were kind of looking at a few different ideas, and Marty Fredrickson said that Stevie D, who's our buddy from Buck Cherry, he had a riff idea, a song idea, and we heard the riff and was just like, that's a kick-ass riff, and it kind of just went into a little different direction. So we kind of rolled with that and rewrote the track. But it's it was inspired by Stevie D, and he's a great writer, anyways. But him and Corabi and I and Marty, everybody brainstormed on it, and it just, like you say, it turned into a classic Dead Daisies type of sound. And of course, with Corabi, it is even more classic, because probably the most noticeable Dead Daisies stuff is started with when Corabi came back the first time, or started in the first time of 2015 when they did the Midnight Moses track, and that was pure Corabi. Yeah.
Nice. Now, was the writing and recording process pretty much the same as it was before when Corabi was
John?
with you?
Yeah, that's how with John and Marty. Marty he's such an amazing songwriter. He's fearless. He's like he knows, like, is the song really working? Are we sure it's working? Let's make sure. Let's try a couple things and see. And he's fearless at that.
Nice.
And he really, him and John together, they're bros. They live in the same town, and they spend time together, as friends as well. So there's definitely a good connection there. But yeah, with John and the band, we kind of do a community, we all just kind of chuck in some ideas, and we see which ones, Marty produced it, so Marty kind of would make the final decision, like, yeah, let's work on that today, or let's work on this today. And it's a good team effort.
Nice. Now, you guys always do a great job on cover tunes, like Bitch. I love that one, man. That one really blew me away.
I love that too.
I was wondering, are there going to be any covers on this album, or is it all going to be all originals?
There's one that it doesn't sound like a cover, though. It sounds like a Dead Daisies song. We made it our own, and
cool.
I'm not going to spill the beans on it, but I'll tell you what, we'll probably be playing it live at Arcada when we get in town. We'll probably be playing 3 or 4 of the songs off the new album there, just because we're not sure when we're going to come back. So the album will be out in September.
Yeah.
We want to have people, we're going to test it on the road and trial by fire, as they say.
Oh, cool. Because I was going to ask you how many tracks from the new album you'd probably be playing live, since the album isn't out. But
I would say for sure 2. Probably, if I had to guess, I'm going to say 3 or 4.
Nice.
I mean, we want to play the whole thing, obviously, but then there's other older songs too that we want to revisit again. We haven't. I'm not sure when the last time we came through with John was, but it's time.
Yeah,
so,
definitely time. Yeah. So, what's your favorite song on the new album? Got a favorite that just sticks out?
I mean, for the moment, there's a couple of songs that are little deeper cuts that I'm really into, and like I said, I don't want to give the titles out because I think they're going to do a press release.
Okay.
But there's some. We did some. We like pretty much half the record is straight up classic, in your face, no BS rock and roll, which is great for driving and working out and everything like that. But we did come up with a couple of different things that sound very fresh to me. Kind of like when Glenn joined the band for those albums, we took a left turn.
Yeah.
And these are us taking a left turn with Karabi, and it's really good. So they're not going to be singles, but they're definitely important cornerstone tracks to the album.
Cool. Now, you always get great guitar tones, man. What's your go-to guitar and amp for recording, like, rhythms and leads?
My go-to guitar is generally just a gold top Les Paul that I have that's got a black pickguard on it, and I call it the Black Eye Les Paul. It's just, I've got two of them with black pickguards, and they're both killer, but one was made in 2006 and one was made in 2008. But the 2008 is the one that I always take on the road with me, and it's just got this mid-range bark that it just depends on the wood, what happens. That guitar is my go-to. On this album, though, and then, of course, we're working with Black Star, so we're using Black Star stuff. And then we use some older, smaller box amps, some Fenders, and a little Gibson on some stuff.
Okay.
You'll hear it on the album. It's pretty cool. But live, it's Black Star. They got this HT 100 Mark III that just came out that's just a killer amp. And I could virtually do the entire show with that amp with no pedals or whatever, but I bring a wah and a gain pedal just for fun, maybe a phaser or something. But so in the studio, that go-to Les Paul was there, but I also used some of Marty's guitars that he had on hand. He had a SG that was really nice. He had a Junior that was really nice. An ES340 was at the studio that we used on some stuff, and Krabby had a Telecaster there, and he had a what was that? Oh, Dan Electro. He had a Dan Electro with the lipstick pickups. We used a couple little bits on that, just so it's got a little bit array of different tones. But I'm a Les Paul guy for the most part.
Yeah, definitely. Every time I see you pretty much got a Les Paul. When are we going to see, we see these Slash signature guitars and stuff. When are we going to see a Doug Aldrich signature Les Paul, man?
I don't, there's no plans of that. Maybe one day we'll do something, but I mean, I don't expect to have anything. If it worked out for Gibson business-wise to do something like that, that would be cool. But I mean, I did start a project with Gibson a long time ago. Maybe it was 10 years ago, and we were going to do a black top. I had bought a black top reissue. It's like a gold top, but it's just black, and it came. I got it, and it just reminded me of a Black Hornet. So we were going to do the Black Hornet, and we did a couple of prototypes. They sent me one, and I still have it, and it's killer. It's killer. And then they had a second one that was ready to go to me. That was with a few minor changes. And then the company got bought, and the old guys went away. And I think this may not be accurate, but I'm just guessing by some photos that I had seen and different things. They just kind of trashed anything that was not a production guitar. They kind of just chucked them out, put them in the wood chipper, just to start fresh. So that we were going to do something, but the new guys are great. Cesar is doing a killer job, and Gibson's back 100%. Man, they're just killing it.
Nice, man.
And he's a very kind man. He's basically known for doing epic shit.
Cool. So, like, how many guitar tracks do you usually lay down to get that big sound you guys get? I mean, there's probably
on you're just listening to Light 'Em Up. That's probably got 3 guitar tracks on it. There's Me and David are both on each side, one of us on each
left
side.
and
I think
right,
David's on the right-hand side, I'm on the left-hand side.
Okay.
Obviously, there's an overdub track with some little lead bits and stuff. That's in the middle.
Okay.
And then, you know, the main riff, the intro riff is its own track. So it can be played, you know, obviously it can be played live. All those parts can be played together by me and David, but in the studio, I think Marty wanted to separate the tones a little bit and kind of have a little bit of a production on it.
Yeah. Okay. Now, Brian Tichy is no longer behind the drums. What prompted that change?
It was just a situation where I think that, you know, Brian had some other things he wanted to do schedule-wise, and the Dead Daisies, you know, wanted to work, and Brian wants to work too. Look, I don't really know exactly the exact details because, you know, it's always, sometimes scheduling can be complicated, and it's not my place to get into it. But I will say this, we're really excited about Tommy Cafettis coming back. He's been in the band several times before, and he's a thunderous drummer. He's just amazing. And you know, Brian and I have been friends for years, since before Whitesnake, and I love him. He's one of my he might be my most favorite drummer in the world, you know, pound for pound overall. He's just super brilliant, and he's a great guitar player too.
Oh yeah. Yeah, he does the Randy Rhoads stuff. Pretty amazing.
He actually, I would say he's more, I mean, he loves Randy. He loves Randy, but he plays a lot more Eddie. He's been practicing a lot of Eddie lately, because he picked up a black and white Strat, a black and white Charvel that like Eddie used to play in the beginning. And so Brian would, like, you know, just go into his room for a day off, and he'd come out and he'd be like, dude, I got the solo for, you know, Eruption figured out, or whatever, you know. And I almost got it, you know. I'm gonna post it when I get it. So he's always into, you know, he's a very talented musician overall. But as I said, I'm super excited about Tommy Cafettis coming back, and him and Michael Devin together should be pretty. I mean, that's a solid. Those guys have played together before. We all know each other, and it just made sense to get Tommy back.
Nice. Now, you'll be playing right up the road at Arcada in St. Charles. How many times have you played at that place? Is that a good place to play?
Oh, I love it. It's one of the greats in the whole country, that venue. First of all, I love that part of the country because the people they rock harder than most, and they're really down to earth. Yeah. And I just love it. It's probably going to be, I know I've played there at least 2 or 3 times, but tend to lose track sometimes of how many, because I don't know. But let me just say this: we're so geared up for this. We're only doing 10 shows on this little run this summer, and of course the Arcada had to be in there. Nice. There's a few key venues that, you know, we just could not avoid. We'd have to, like, you know, beg, borrow, and steal whatever it took to get there. So that's what we're doing.
Nice. All right. So how old were you when you started playing guitar, and what was your first guitar?
I was roughly 11, and I was it was the summer of '74, I think, and there was nothing else to do. I had no friends in town. Everyone was gone on vacation or whatever, and it was hot out. There was nothing, no sports. You know, all the summer sports was over. So I was sitting there, and on the front steps of my house, I'm like, damn, there's nothing to do today. And I just decided to go, you know, out of boredom. I went into my sister's room and got her classical guitar and started picking up, you know, chords and different things off of that, and using that guitar, a gut string, nylon string guitar. But that wasn't my guitar. My first guitar was a copy of a Gibson Les Paul made by Sears Roebuck Company.
Yep, I saw those. Yep, I knew a few people who had those.
It was it didn't play good, but at least it was ugly.
Yeah, that's one way to look at it. So
I thought it was cool.
What was the first song you learned to play?
Smoke on the Water.
Ah, nice. Yeah.
course, not correctly and in the wrong key. But
Yeah.
I was playing these chords, and all of a sudden it started to click. Like, wait a minute, I've heard this.
Yeah.
It's called in between the notes is an interval.
Yeah.
And so I might have hit a G to a C, or no. Actually, I was doing in E. So I hit an E chord, and then I hit a G chord, and then I hit an A chord, and I'm like, wait a minute, that sounds familiar.
Oh, nice. Nice. Now, off the Dead Daisy stuff, now, we always love Burning Rain. Will there ever be another Burning Rain release anytime?
You know, there might be one day. I mean, since 2019, I've been super dedicated and trying to move the Dead Daisies brand along as much as I can, and I put everything else on the back burner.
Mm-hmm.
So there isn't any immediate plans, but you never know. I mean, maybe I'll do something with that, you know, in the next year or two. I mean, like I say, there's no plan or anything, but I appreciate the support. Thank you.
Yeah, we love those albums, man. Yeah, just that, you got that funky sound. Just got a nice groove to it, you know?
Yeah, there's some, you know, I always loved that stuff. I guess it started when I was playing in the band Lion back in the 80s, and we used to love these grooves that were kind of influenced by early Whitesnake and Thin Lizzy.
Mm-hmm.
And Whitesnake had that song called Ready and Willing that has a great groove.
Yeah.
And Thin Lizzy had a bunch of songs with these really cool drum and bass grooves. So that's kind of where that started.
Nice.
For me. Yeah.
So, Spinal Tap is making a sequel. Now,
Yes.
do you have any recent Spinal Tap moments that you think could go into the new movie?
Oh man, every time, every tour, there's stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, there's always some stuff going on. It's just like, this is nuts. But one of the ones that happens still to this day is, and there's a trick to avoiding it, but still to this day, there's a lot of times when somebody will get left behind in an airport,
oh, man.
or a bus stop, or you know, the bus is gassing up, and say for example it's 6 a.m. and the bus stops, and you're in your bunk and you're sleeping, and you like decide, oh man, we're stopped. We must be at a truck stop. Okay, I'm gonna roll out and get some coffee, maybe some snack or something, and you go in, and then you come out, and it's like the bus driver doesn't want to go wake everybody up and see if everyone's there, and he doesn't generally want to look.
Yeah.
He basically wants to know that, you know, nobody got off the bus.
Mm-hmm.
So it after it happens a few times, what the bus drivers tend to say is leave your pass on the dash of the bus so that I know that you're not here.
Ah.
So that's kind of how we avoid that now, but it never fails, man. Still, it'll happen sometimes. It's like, you know, or there'll be a Walmart stop, and it'll be like, is everybody on board? It's like, yeah, I think so, but somebody didn't put their pass up there, and we start to roll, and they get a phone call. Hey, you guys are leaving without me. Hold up.
Good thing for cell phones, man.
One time with Whitesnake, actually, our tour manager was really, really hard about like time. He did not want anybody to wait, especially because, you know, the buses were rolled together. It was David was on one bus, and then we were on another. And, you know, like, for example, Tommy Aldridge is a legendary guy, and he doesn't want to make Tommy wait. You know, he doesn't want to make David wait. So we told the bass player Uriah Duffy, said, "Hey, we're gonna roll it. You know, after our gig at 8 or whatever, we're gonna roll it like 10 o'clock. Get out of here before the festival's over, because that way you won't get stuck in all the traffic."
Yeah.
And it was 10 o'clock and no Uriah, and it's like, all right, let's just start. And we had a bit of a navigate through the crowd with the buses, so it was going to take a minute anyways. But sure enough, we got a phone call, and he was running behind the bus going, wait, guys, don't leave me, please. You know, he might have got a little bit of a yelling at or whatever, but it's just fun.
Nice. So I don't want you to give away any secrets on the new album, but my main thing is there going to be any songs on there that feature the cowbell?
You know what? I wanted to. There's one. Oh, there you go. There was one song that that I definitely had cowbell in on my demo that I just turned in. And then we did not use the cowbell on that song. There might be a little bit of cowbell on one song. I need to hear it again to remember.
Okay.
But you know what? The best thing about it is when there's no cowbell, you can add your own as much as you want.
Oh, that's true. And then you don't have to worry about being off beat with the other one, the original.
No, you do your own thing, man.
Yeah. So it's been an honor talking to you. Is there a track you'd like to go out of the interview with from either?
Let's just go with Fortunate Son. Let's light it up, man. It's Fortunate Son.
Cool. Another great cover. Well, Doug, it's been an honor to have you on the show, and you're welcome back anytime, and looking forward to seeing you in St. Charles, man.
Thanks, Jerry. I appreciate it, and all the best to Red. And sorry I missed it today, but I'm at the gig, and you guys are amazing. Thank you so much for all you do for the band. We really and all the other bands too. We really appreciate you.